he takes away.
During the last interview session for the position of Deputy Chief Justice Dr. William Mutunga sat a pensive man. He was seated at this same spot on Monday when an unusual letter was delivered to his office.
My office received a poison pen letter from the Mungiki Veterans Group / Kenya Sovereignty Defense Squad. It warns against an adversarial ruling on the presidential and deputy presidential candidacy of Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. The letter extols the violent exploits of the Mungiki movement and threatens dire consequences.
The letter was dated February the 13th, 2 days before the High Court delivered a ruling on an integrity case against Jubilee flag bearers Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. But just before then, Mutunga says the head of public service, Francis Kimemia, attempted to stop him from traveling to Tanzania.
I was stopped at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport by an immigration officer who insisted that I could not travel because I had not been cleared by Mr. Francis Kimemia.
The country's most powerful judge says there is no requirement for him to seek clearance for travel out of the country.
It requires quite some courage, ignorance, or political patronage, or a combination of all three, for an immigration officer on his own motion to summon the confidence to stop a Chief Justice from traveling.
The Director General of the National Security Intelligence Service, Michael Gishangi, was later to apologize to Mutunga over what he termed as a small hiccup at the airport.
A Chief Justice being gratuitously stopped by anybody for traveling cannot fit the definition of a small hiccup, however generous one might want to be. This is deliberate harassment, and whereas I was keen to have this resolved bureaucratically, I'm convinced it's political.
The Chief Justice, who was flanked by the Judicial Service Commission, says the threats against the judiciary are futile.
If anybody, any candidate, any party, any agency, or any other actor thinks that they will bend the ear, mind, and the resolve for this Chief Justice to do anything that is unconstitutional or illegal, then they are mistaken.
The Judiciary and the Supreme Court, which he heads as president, will play a key role in the determination of disputes from next month's election.
We shall decide all cases independently and with scrupulous fidelity to the Constitution and the law. Let no individual, group, candidate, or supporter imagine that cowardly and darkly acts such as these will cower us.
And he has a warning to the political class.
The political class must choose whether, either through direct pronouncements or suggestive behavior, they want a peaceful, democratic, and fair election free from the ring of rigging and intimidation, or whether they want to put the country on a path of violence.
Mutunga, who was appointed Chief Justice in June 2011, is asking for investigations into the saga.
I've given most of my life to a better Kenya, and if taking it is what will be required to consolidate and secure our democratic gains in this election or even thereafter, that is a price I'm not afraid to pay. As Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, 65-year-old Dr. Willie Munyoki Mutunga is among the men and women who will play a critical role in the transition to a new government. And with just 11 days to the high-stakes election, the alleged meddling by the executive arm of government can only be a cause for concern. Rita Tinina, KTN, Nairobi.